Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is my Th17 account, and today I'm changing my army into Root Rider with double overgrowth spell, and it works pretty well for me. I got 311 today. And if you want the army and the base link, they are both in pinned comment below. You can check it out. So now let's dive into the video and see how it works. This is a very popular base. I just hit the same base 4 times today, and I don't want to upload the same attack, so that's why there are only 5 attacks in this video. And to hit this kind of double race base with so many defensive center, you can always use your Royal Champion to the race tower. And here I start from the 6 o'clock. Why I didn't start from the Raven Tower or start from the 7 o'clock Inferno Tower is that you should avoid the range of the Bomb Hive. You don't want your troops, you don't want your Fox and Champion to get hit by the Bomb Hive. And use the single invis when the Fox is healthy. Use the double infantry when the Fox is gonna die. As long as we get the Raid Tower, we can recall our champion. And now the pathing is pretty clear. We can path our Root Rider from 4 o'clock Revenge Tower, and then use the Queen and King to funnel at 6 o'clock, at 3 o'clock. So now let's start our Root Rider, Queen Giant Arrow to funnel, and then the King. And see what I am gonna do. I use the overgrowth spell super early in the core of the base. But instead of overgrow all the core, I still leave a very narrow path at the right side of the base. So now, see those riders, they can path from the clan castle to the multi-inferno tower without getting split because of the overgrowth. And we also use the eternal tome after the overgrowth spell expires to protect the troops from the raid tower, and then use the second overgrowth spell on those buildings that we can't destroy right away. And see, that's pretty easy. As long as the second overgrowth spell expires, we can pop the Royal Champion Rocket Spear and easily get a triple. Not only the placement, but also the timing of using the overgrowth spell is important. Here I hit the same base again, but this time instead of overgrowth super early, I did it when the Root Rider army is about to enter the core. Let's see how it works. I overgrow at 1 minute 32. The overgrow lasts for 25 seconds, so it will expire at 1 minute 7. The best scenario is that we use a Warden Internal Tone at 1 minute 7. Right about the overgrowth spell is gonna expire, so we can put that our troop through the rage area. But now it's only 1 minute 15. The RC is getting so much damage, so we are forced to use the Warden ability early. Without the Eternal Tome for the rage area, the troops and the heroes are dead right away, and it's a fail eventually. That's because the first overgrowth spell was too late. If we can put the overgrowth spell early, that means the overgrowth spell can also expire early. So you can pop the Warden ability early, and you can both save your Royal Champion and deal the Rage Tower area with your Eternal Tome at the same time. So back to 1 minute 14 when RC is getting hit. How can we save this when we miss the timing of using the overgrowth spell, since it is impossible to time it perfectly in every single attack? The first solution is that We got a totem spell in this army. We can use the totem to protect the RC when she is getting hit, so that we can delay our Eternal Tone until the Overgrowth spell expires. The second solution is that you should pop Royal Champion Rocket Spear ability maybe like around 5 seconds earlier, maybe like here. Use the ability before she is gonna running into the core and taking damage. In this way, you can also keep the Eternal Toe intact until the Overgrowth spell expires. Another popular large and base layout with double Rage Tower setup, and we can use exactly the same trick just that we are doing in the first attack. So we're gonna start our Royal Champion from one side of the Rage Tower. Let's start our Royal Champion into the left side. Use 2 rocketloon to set out the funnel so she can go straight into the left. But the Fox is so stupid that she dies early because she didn't follow the Royal Champion. But that's okay. I will show you that even we didn't get good value during the Royal Champion war, we can still triple the base. So now, as long as we get the Rage Tower, now we are gonna get the Rage Tower, and we recall the Royal Champion. Use the Archer to do out the CC, and then Poison CC. Use the Headhunt, use the Baby Dragon to clear the rest of the CC. Yeah, now the path is clear, we can start our Root Riders from 4 o'clock. But before that, let's use some Valkyrie at 3 o'clock to make some funnel. And after that, we can use exactly the same overgrow trick. We just overgrow early, and then pop the Eternal Tone once the overgrow expires. So now let's drop the overgrow spell in the middle of the base, and again, leave a very small path on the right side, so the Root Rider will walk along that path. And use a totem to disrupt the Revenge Shower to rocketloon to get the Revenge Shower out. After the overgrowth expires, we're gonna use the Eternal Tone to protect our troops from the rage area. And then use the overgrowth spell to those remaining buildings that we can destroy them right away. And again, this base was gone pretty easily. After the overgrowth expires, it can triple the base. This is a ring base. The ring base means that all the defenses, they are circular around the core. So to build this kind of base, you need your Royal Champion to start from either side of the base. I mean, this way, this way, this way, this way, they are all okay. And for example, if you start the Royal Champion from the Rage Tower compartment right here, yeah, and after you get the funnel right here, then you can start your Root Rider army on the way that your Royal Champion just funnel, maybe like here. If you start the Root Rider here, then the Root Rider will go around the base and complete all the bases. That's how we deal with this kind of ring base. But now it's Town Hall 18 meta. If you just go around the base, that's not enough because you ignore the long shot. The long shot will kill all of your Root Riders if you ignore the core. So how to deal with that? We need a good overgrowth spell. What do we mean a good overgrowth spell is that we are gonna overgrow the core, but we are not gonna overgrow all the core. But we need to leave 1 or 2 defense building. For example, we can leave this Infernal Tower, now overgrow that tower, so that now the pathing of the Rider will be like this. They go around on the outside, and since we got an Infernal Tower, and it's not gonna be overgrown, so then the Rider will path into the core, like this, right? So now somebody will just go into core, deal with the defense and the long shot in the core, and they still go around the base, but this time they go to the core, so we can get the Changhu and the long shots. That's how we deal with this kind of the ring base in Changhu 18 meta. Otherwise, just say that you can start your champion from either side of the base if you just want to make a funnel. But I will still start from the Rich Tower area since it gets better value and also to add the CC troops early. And here I'm gonna use the double infantry because there's a rage scatter shot. The rage scatter shot can 2 or 3 shot the Spirit Fox. It's no joke. And now maybe let's go back to the single invest cycle because there's less damage in this area. And can we get a scatter? Can we get the ricochet cannon? Yes. And then the revenge tower, can we get it? Yeah, so we can overgrow our champion. Use the archer to lure out the CC troops. And then maybe poison in? Or maybe we don't need a poison. We can just use those Valkyries to deal with the CC. And now, we start from the 6 o'clock. We start Rule Riders from 6 o'clock, and then we'll go around the base. And just like we are doing in the first and second attack, we use the same overgrow tree. We just use the overgrow super early into the core, but we still leave an Infernal Tower, so that all of our Rule Riders can path to that Infernal Tower. And use the Wall Breaker to open up the walls for the king, so the king can go into the walls and get even deeper funnel onto that expo. So the Rule Rider will not go to the expo, they will go to the Infernal Tower. And once the overgrow expires, we can use the Eternal Tome to protect all your Rule Riders from the long shot and triple Infernals area. And here, Queen's doing a good job. She is breaking the walls very hard, even harder than those Rule Riders. And yeah, as you can see, this base was gone, and we can get a 3-star easily. Another ring base, and you can use the Royal Champion on either side just to make a funnel. But it's even better to funnel some direction, some area where they are isolated defenses. I mean that you see that Revenge Tower and the how to say that, the Monolith, they are isolated around the base, which means that it's very hard for the Rule Riders and your king and queen to reach this area. So that's why we are gonna use a Royal Champion to take it out first. To path into the Revenge Tower, we need to invest on the left side ridge area. Once we get the scatter shot, use the invest to redirect the Royal Champion pathing, so now she can go into the Revenge Tower. And after we get the Revenge Tower, we can still get an Infernal Tower, and that's a pretty good value. After that, the Ridge Tower, can we get the Ridge Tower? Yeah, we just triggered it, then recall the Royal Champion. So now the pathing is very clear. We can path out through from 9 o'clock area, and then use king and queen to funnel at 12 o'clock. So they can path into the core of the base. Because the town hall is very scary, we can't ignore the town hall. So now let's use the Ice Golem to temple king to temple and queen giant arrow to make a funnel. As long as the rage tower activated, we can overgrow some of the rage area. It's not only to reduce the damage, but also to form a good pathing for the blue lighters. So they are now going to the town hall and the monolith area, which is very hard to reach if you don't overgrow them. And we should use the warden ability now because the champion is getting hit. I don't know why I'm not using the ability. And now everything is dead, there's not very much damage, and we use the ability. That's not a good ability. But actually most of the space are gone. After the overgrow spell, we can just use the second overgrow on the right side, the multi-gear cannon area. Then the wall base is gone, and it's just 3-star. This is the last attack today. And again, a ring shape of the base. The town hall is isolated in the core. And there are also a monolith and a revenge tower isolated. So just that the last attack we are doing, use the royal champion to get those isolated defenses. So let's get the monolith first with the royal champion. We also use the 2 rocketloons to funnel so that the royal champion can go into the monolith area. After this infus, the royal champion can get the monolith, and let's see whether the royal champion can even get deeper into the base. She's going to the left side. Can he go to the infus tower area? Okay, let's use the infus. So now she's getting to the expo. After she gets the expo, she can go to the fire sputter and trigger the infus tower. So now we can recall she back. And now the pathing is pretty clear. We can start our rule lighters from 9 o'clock. And to make a funnel, we need the king and queen on 12 o'clock. So that the rule lighters can path into the core, the town hall and the revenge tower area. So let's use the queen, giant arrow to funnel, and king to funnel those defense on the outside. So now we have a good rule lighter pathing. They are all going into the base, into the core of the base. Use a totem to distract the dome shots. And after we get the core, use the ability to those high damage area, maybe like now. And after the ability, overgrow those defenses, which we are not gonna attack it right away. Just overgrow that. And the base is already gone, and it's a triple. Like and subscribe if you like this kind of the voice comment, and I will see you in the next video.